Todd here. Got some DIY tips and advice on boat things. Our boat is a 2019 Malibu VLX. It's a 21 foot, roughly 500 hours on it. We're getting a little bit of vibration from the prop shaft or whatever when you are at lower RPMs. I've checked the prop and looked for any dents or dings or anything, and it seems okay. So I'm going to do a quick check on the prop shaft alignment and see if I need to align the prop shaft. I assume that's probably where the problem is going to be, but I'm going to go and give it a shot. We have an access on our boat that's in here. We kind of keep all of our junk in this drawer. And then down here, you can see where your V-drive is. And this is your flange for where your prop shaft attaches. So if you undo these 4 bolts and you can slide this back, and then we will check it with a feeler gauge and have a better idea if this is our problem or not. Alright, so this piece should just slide back and then it'll fall down. But what you're wanting is essentially that all the way, and then you take your feeler gauge set and anywhere from 4 to 2 thousandths is kind of what I have found it, or as far as being in the range of acceptable. So using a 2 thousandths feeler gauge. So a couple of different ways you can do this. You can just try and stick it in like that, and then it kind of hangs a little bit there, and then moves pretty freely all the way around. And then it hangs a little bit there. So that means this top section is loose. It's like, or you can also just slide this back a little bit and then put your feeler gauge in and then slide it back forward and then move it around. But essentially it's the same process, just a different way of doing it. And then you have some adjustment points, which are going to be here and over here on this particular boat, and that will adjust your up and down, which will take care of this gap here. But as far as like left to right, if you were to have a bigger gap here and a smaller gap on the other side, then you would be looking at moving the engine, twisting it essentially. Alright, so after doing some inspection and adjusting these mounts, I was able to find that this pin that goes in here, so it's like a tapered pin, and it just squeezes and tightens on this rod and for your location of the engine as far as left to right goes. So I believe my vibration is probably coming from this being loose and allowing the engine to move around side to side and causing my vibration, but I just ran across this in the process of trying to make some adjustments. And so if I can get a good picture here so you can get this pin. And so basically what happens is the nut on this side draws this pin in, and it tightens down on this bar and doesn't allow the bar to slide within this bracket anymore. And with that pin being, or that bolt being, or nut being missing, and the other side was also loose. It didn't come off yet, but so I was able to tighten down both sides. And so you'd want to check with your feeler gauge for left and right play, which this one would seem to be good in the center, but I imagine once you're moving things around and the boat's moving and stuff, that will probably shift around on you.